Everything at the end of the day in marketing comes down to a hook, story, and offer. So you have a really good hook, you stop the scroll, you get their attention, you offer the book, but you tell the story of how you got the information in the book and why it's important for them. And then the book's the offer. Something that most entrepreneurs do really badly is data collection. If somebody goes through those steps and they don't purchase from you, follow up and ask why. Find out where they either were turned off or what was the reason they didn't
Yeah.
jump in or buy into the service. And then just when you identify a pattern, like maybe you had 10 people that didn't buy in a month, you go back, call all 10 of those people, find out what they liked and what they didn't like,
Yeah.
target the things they like, solve the problems they didn't like. And then your next 10 people probably becomes like 4 or 5 people. And then you do the same process again, and you just continuously improve that way by collecting the data points from the prospective customers or the leads. I'm a big fan of that. Actually, I learned that from a guy named Trey Llewellyn, who was like selling flashlights on the internet. Would get people to come through his page, and if they didn't buy a flashlight, but they had gone through his landing page and given him the contact information, he would call them and say, "Hey, why didn't you buy a flashlight?" And they would say, "I only buy like a tactical flashlight. I only buy things if they're tactical." Hangs up the phone, edits the website, tactical flashlight. But then all of a sudden, the sales start to increase. Next person doesn't buy. "Hey, why didn't you buy my flashlight?" "Well, it didn't say anything about its weather rating or waterproofing, IPX7 waterproof."
Yeah.
But like, he just collected the data enough
Yeah.
to go back and make the refinement. It's a higher converting offer. And it's not even necessarily refining the offer, right? Because, for example, in his story, the flashlight didn't change.
Yeah.
It was just he wasn't presenting the information in the way that they wanted the information presented. The flashlight always had the ability to be mounted on the front rail of an AR-15. He just didn't say that in
Yeah.
his sales page. And the flashlight always had the ability, or it was always IPX7 rated, could go 30 meters or whatever underwater.
Mhm.
It always had that ability, but it wasn't front and center. And so it was like you identify what your customers actually want to see and then just give them that without changing your offer. Just how do you package it in a way that most resonates with those customers?
That's great advice. I think that's one thing I've done poorly is like I've got a lot of information from people who've come in, haven't purchased, have purchased, whatever, come and go, but I rarely do anything with that or make it actionable. So
I
love
would
that.